It's December here in central Minnesota, and today we're getting a short little window of warm weather. There's a little bit of snow left on the ground, but by the end of the day, it'll probably all be gone. And so I figured I'd take advantage of the warmth and spend some time here at our A-frame cabin.
Well, we're back down at the A-frame and it feels good. We've got just a really nice day ahead of us. We're gonna get some warmer temperatures today, which are kind of rare for this time of year, especially after the cold snap that we just had. I plan to cut up a little bit of firewood today to restock part of our wood shed over there. And we might even get out into some ice fishing. The lakes are at the point where you can safely walk on them. And so I might meet up with my buddy Phil to see if we can catch some fish. And I really hope so, because that would be a lot of fun. But first here, I gotta whip up some breakfast, and I think I'm gonna do it over the fire. It's been a while since I've done that, and it seems like the perfect opportunity to do so.
I'm going to be making a classic breakfast of bacon, eggs, and hash browns on a cast iron skillet. It'll be excellent comfort food and fuel for the day's chores and adventure.
Well, this looks really, really good. But funny enough, I only have a knife and a chopstick to eat this with. Somehow, all of my other utensils have vanished somehow, but I think I can pull this off. Father in heaven, thank you for this food and this time in the woods. Amen. So good. I love cooking on cast iron. I don't do it enough. I need to do it more often. And of course, hash browns. I've been missing that in a lot of my breakfast burritos for a while. Makes a huge difference. It's just like the perfect flavor. You can't really have a breakfast burrito without it. I don't know what I've been doing for a while.
After finishing breakfast, it was time to start cutting up some of this firewood.
Well, I think it's about time to start chipping away at this massive wood pile over here. Make some logs that we can split up and add to our wood shed. There's always a new tree that comes down. In fact, there's so many here that it's very overwhelming. And I think before I start, chipping away at more of those, I should get rid of the pile that we have here.
Now, we probably won't get through this whole pile today, but we're going to cut up enough to refill our shed.
Check out my cool safety glasses. Well, going to be a good amount of firewood, and we definitely took off a couple layers of this pile, so I feel good about that. Now we just got to split all this up.
Splitting these big green logs can be a little bit more challenging. And so that's why I'm using what's called a splitting maul. It's just a heavier duty axe that gives a lot more force and is perfect for splitting this type of wood. Now, to make room for this new wood that we split, I've got to shuffle over our dry wood as far left as I can. We want to keep them separate because this wood here is going to have to dry out for a very long time. And just like that, we're fully stocked again. Real quick, I want to tell you about this week's video sponsor, Tekplore.
It's super important to dress in layers when you go out in the winter time, and probably the most important layer you can have is your base layer because it lays the foundation for everything else. This underlayer from Tekplore is warm. It's got exceptional insulation, over 20% warmer than standard fabrics. It's also extremely soft and durable, much more durable than wool, and it's got double layered design which reinforces the knees and the cuffs, which also adds to the warmth as well. And I love the details that they put into the design, like these thumb holders. What that does is it stops it from riding up my arm and in turn keeps me warmer as well.
And they also have thermal sensing labels, so the logo up here on my chest as well as the one on my calf will change color based on my body temperature. It's also moisture wicking and breathable, making it just an awesome layer to have when you're out in the winter time.
So if you're planning to get outside this winter, check out Tekplore. I've got a link in the description of this video.
Before heading out to the lake to meet my buddy, I decided to take a moment in the cabin to rest my eyes a bit. Finally, I got the call from my friend and it was time to head out.
All right, guys, we're at the lake. This is early ice, so it's strong enough for us to walk on, but it's not much thicker than that. So this should definitely be an experience. We're gonna head out there. I see Phil's already set up, so let's do it.
It's important to know the thickness and quality of the ice before venturing out onto it. And the Minnesota DNR states that you want at least 4 inches of good clear ice before walking out.
What's up?
What's going on? Got your picks? Got your cleats?
I do. I'm all set up.
I'm certainly not an expert on this, but thankfully my buddy Phil is.
How much ice are we dealing with here?
We have close to 5 inches.
Okay.
And earlier this week, we only had, like, on this side of the lake, there was only like 1 to 2 inches.
Okay.
So I usually take this spud stick and poke through. It takes me like 7 hits to get through, and that's an indicator of pretty strong ice in my opinion.
So we've got enough thickness and good quality ice to be out here, but it was also comforting to see some other groups out as well. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you would have seen us go ice fishing a couple of times at this point. And Phil actually has a channel of his own called Paradise Outdoors, so if you're into hunting and fishing content, definitely go check it out. Most people who ice fish will use a type of sonar which allows you to see if there are fish down below. But recently, Phil upgraded to live imaging, which gives a much more detailed picture of what's going on down there.
So this is the live imaging setup. This gives you a full live image of what's happening beneath us, not just in a down mode, but we can look all around us and we can do it in real time live imaging to see what's actually happening down there.
So that's a fish right there?
That's a fish.
Oh my god.
And that's like, dude, it's coming, so it's going like right to the bobber.
That's amazing.
Let's see if we can get a better image of it. Oh yeah, he's coming in. Yeah, and you can zoom in like on it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So he's sitting down there. If he starts coming this way, we might have some action here. Oh, here he comes. Is he there?
Yeah.
He could be like circling it a little bit. So I'm gonna, over here on this one, I'm gonna jig this around a little bit. Oh, he backed off.
That's so weird. He was coming right in.
Yeah, he came up close and then just kind of backed off.
Unfortunately, that was kind of the story of the day. Aside from a couple of marks on the live imaging, we really didn't see much action. And honestly, it could be due to the early ice being so thin and clear. Fish will actually see people up above and it'll spook them away. Which is why fishing on more foggy ice or snow-covered ice can make a huge difference when you're out there ice fishing.
Well, it's definitely a bummer that we didn't catch any fish, but it's always fun to just get out there, and so I'm glad we did that. But now it's starting to get dark, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. We're definitely gonna make some food, probably over the fire out there. Before we go out and do that, I think I should start the fire in the stove here again and get this place warm. It's amazing how fast these days go in the wintertime. It seems like you make breakfast and then before you know it, the sun's going down and it's dinner time. You know, I used to just scrounge for wood all the time in the woods, and then I decided, you know what? I have all this nice firewood here. If I need to get this thing started, I'm gonna use the dry stuff that I've worked hard to cut and split. Well, it looks like we have enough hot coals to start cooking, so I think I'm gonna get at it.
For dinner tonight, I'm just heating up a Korean barbecue-style beef stir fry. It's real easy to prepare and should taste great out here by the fire.
Man, that is good. So simple to make, but it's hitting the spot.
Eventually, it was time to head inside and cozy up for the night.
Well, today was a good day. I love traveling and seeing new places, but it's always nice when I get to just spend time here doing normal things. And so actually being able to cook over the fire twice today and cut up some wood and now being able to relax here in the cabin, it's great. Got a little rye whiskey here. Just a little sip before we head off to bed. Cheers. It's tasty. Good morning. I'm bummed to say that I woke up this morning not feeling so hot. One of the things I'm learning as a new dad is that getting sick is just an inevitability these days. I used to not get sick very often at all, and I take like vitamin C daily and all that, but it just seems like one of us is always sick right now. But it is what it is. I've got some hot coffee here. The wood stove is cranking. We got this place warm, and so could be a lot worse. But I think due to feeling lousy, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, I'm really having a good time coming down to the A-frame more often. There's just like a simplicity to the experience and to the video when I come down here. I'm able to really focus on taking care of things around the woods, but also like filming it and documenting it in a real intentional way. And it's a lot of fun for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Real quick, I want to let you guys know that the next 2 weeks videos are going to be coming out on Mondays. Somehow both Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are on Tuesdays this year. And so I figured to accommodate your holiday schedule as well as give these videos a fighting chance of being seen in the algorithm, I would release them a day early. And so if you're able to, we'd love to have you show up the next 2 Mondays if you can to check out the episodes.
Now, before we sign off, I want to thank all of our patrons for your support. It means the world to us. Thank you so much for your generosity. But again, to all of you who watch and support our channel, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We love you, we appreciate you, and we couldn't do this without you. But with that, I'm going to finish up my coffee, pack up, and get out of here. We'll see you guys next week. God bless.